What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about pulling away to get a man back. Should you? The pros, the cons, and everything in between, right? Like how to, I guess, kind of do it correctly. We'll touch on that. So, jumping right into this, let's go over the pros. The first thing, and this is the phrase that I live by, okay? I always say, without structure, there's chaos. I have realized, you can say I'm a little foo-foo here, a little out there for saying this, but the more I study evolutionary psychology, the more I look at Mother Nature's way of doing things, the more I see, and guys, I've been doing this for 10 years, and trust me, I'm not crazy, I'm agnostic, if anything, right? So that shows just what I'm saying here. The more I see the relationships come and go, all the problems you're all coming to me with, okay? And how, and the mishaps and the missteps and mistakes and this and that. Structure is everything. The universe, whether it's Mother Nature, evolution, whatever you want to call it, there is a ebb and flow to it. It's very mechanical. If you are messing up somewhere, you are going to pay the cost, okay? When you are talking to a man and he is getting more time than he deserves, it is at the expense of you. If you are talking to a man and he is not courting you and he still sticks around, it is at the expense of you. If a man is doing those things, ladies, you have to pull away. It maintains structure. You have to think bigger picture. No offense, Mother Nature doesn't give a shit about you. She gives a shit about the structure of things, meaning if you're doing things correctly, more times than not, is going to be in your favor. If you don't, that's fine. She's going to try to teach you a lesson, right? And the lesson is, okay, hey, you're sticking around with the guy who doesn't want a relationship with you. You're sticking around with the guy who is pulling some bullshit, right? And so the first lesson you get is you're feeling anxious, you're getting played, you're in your head, you're overthinking, you have all this anxiety, whatever it is, but you stick around with it. Okay, well, you're eventually going to have to get your heart broken to learn. Without structure, there's chaos. The second thing is if you pull away to some extent, I don't want to say that gives you value, but it is respected. And the reason I say it doesn't give you value because that's not something men are looking for. Men are looking for women who pull away. It does uphold your value though, right? It does uphold your value. A woman's value is upheld by who she puts her, being very picky with her time and who she's intimate with. Not anyone just gets that shit. You have to earn it, right? So a woman of high value is very good at maintaining her value by upholding it with structure, okay? The next thing, another pro is it resets the power. And the reason I have this in quotations is it does and it doesn't depending on how you go about it, right? So a lot of women, you'll see this in the cons area, do no contact, pull away for the wrong reasons, and they do it the wrong way. Then they wonder why they get the outcome they get. When I say resets power, you have to not give a shit about the outcome anymore. You just have to be like, hey, it is what it is. Again, I'm doing this because it's the right thing to do. I respect my time. I value my time, okay? And so I'm pulling away. I'm done with it. That's the right way to go about it. It is a pro that way because the guy will respect you, and it resets the power in a way where he's not sitting there thinking he has you, because if you follow through and do what I say in my other videos, which is you got to be a damn good actress. Just, when a guy comes back, it's not like, oh, hey, welcome back, let's talk about this. Like, you actually have to act like you're done, okay? And it kind of resets it. The next thing is, actually, I'm going to put 4 or 5 together. The next things are, it makes him realize it, and of course it does that by him reflecting on it. Like I said, if you are talking to a guy who gets access to you, he's going to take you for granted. There's no reason for him to reflect on it because there's no consequence to his actions. You all have to understand. The only reason humans reflect on things, at least in these kind of scenarios, is to learn from it, to gather more information for better outcomes later on. But if he's already in a good outcome where I'm having my cake and eating it too, and I know she's not going anywhere, why would make me realize what? I haven't, like, you have to understand that reflection is like it's a defense strategy. It's a strategy to come up with something better later on or put myself in a better position. But if he doesn't need to realize or reflect on it, then because you're not going anywhere, well then shit, he's not going to. He's just going to reap the benefits. So those are all the pros of you pulling away, okay? It basically resets. It's all about structure and making him realize he's an effing idiot. There's no way for him to realize it if you're not going anywhere. Now the cons of pulling away, which I don't think there's any really cons, even though you see a list in front of you. It's just more things that women do wrong that ends up biting them in the butt. So the first thing is you do no contact wrong. What do I mean by that? When you pull away or do no contact, women do it for the wrong reasons, meaning they're doing it to get an outcome. If you're doing it to get an outcome, okay, you are still stuck on the guy and you are going to lose, okay? Because you have to remember at the end of the day, you are doing this for a reason, which is a guy who's not putting forth the effort, so he probably cares less than you. So if you're going to go into it to get an outcome, you're not going to get the result. It's not going to be pretty, right? The next thing is, okay, you pull away, you're doing great, but he comes back and he weasels his way in and you cave. Soon as you cave, ladies, if you got to get anything out of this video, it's this. Soon as you cave with no contact, you lose. You lose. The game's over. Don't get a session. Well, I kind of want your money. So get a session with me, yes, but don't get a session with me saying, Elliot, I made a mistake. He came back and I gave him another chance and this, and I caved him, right? And it happened again. What do? Nothing. Move on. You're out. You lose. It's over. It's over. It is over. You can't do anything after that, okay? Again, this kind of goes back up to here. You are doing it for the wrong reasons. Usually the reasons are women want an outcome, women want a result, women want to make him realize, which again, I know sounds counterintuitive to over here, but what I'm trying to state is these are a pro to you pulling away. They're not the reasons why a guy should pull away or why you should pull away. They're just a pro of you doing so. Meaning you should not be pulling away to make him realize he effed up. Why? Because that means you're sticking around for like he knows he could take advantage. It's the crack in the armor that he knows he could take advantage of. Oh, if I just say I realize it and I come back around and I fix my mistakes and I show up a little more, she'll let me in. Like, no, you can't do it for those reasons, ladies. You can't do it for those reasons. Now, on the opposite end of that, if you're pulling away and you have shown a lot of evidence that you're really interested in, want an outcome, that you like him, you're not talking to everyone else. Again, I call this the evidence. As you see here in a lot of my videos, I call this the evidence that a man goes off of to make a decision on what to do. If he sees a lot of evidence that, hey, you're really into him, you're just doing this to do this, he is definitely going to call your bluff, meaning he's going to play the game just like you. And he's going to play it harder than you, which, watch this, here's the method to my madness. If that's the case, it goes right back up to there. That's why you lose. Because if he gets a sense of any inkling that you're doing it for this or these reasons, whatever, right, then he's going to call your bluff and you're going to lose because the reason you're doing it is to get a result. The reason he's doing it is because he doesn't really give not the reason he's doing no contact, but the reason he's pulling the bullshit to begin with for you to do no contact is there's a lack of attraction, lack of whatever. He just doesn't care. So you're going to lose there. Then lastly, this is the one women do not like, but it is the truth, which is there is a chance that you guys close the door. If you are calling each other's bluff and no one's moving, well, here's the thing. I talk about this in a lot of my videos. Attraction is very momentum based. If there's no momentum, no one talking, no one this, no one that, it's done. I'll have women message me all the time. I haven't talked to them in 3 months. What do? What the fuck do you mean? What, you move the fuck on? What do you mean? What do you do? What? You move on. The door's closed. It's over, ladies. It's over. Okay, so With all that being said, if you want to get a session with me, link is down below. If you want to get my guides, I talk about a lot of stuff. I have actually a whole guide on no contact and pulling away. So if you want to do it correctly, you can get that guide. And there's about 7 or 8 more guides for the price of one. Links down below. Ladies, I love you all. Take care and peace.